Hi, welcome to Bar Cart Bookshelf, a video series about books and the drinks they inspire. My name is Elias, and today we're talking about The All-Consuming World by Cassandra Khaw. The All-Consuming World is this gory, gonzo space western set in the sort of far distant future in a world of enormous sentient AIs and clone mercenaries, and it's a book that's just deliciously in love with language and with violence and with the deeply entangled, messy relationships between coworkers and family and lovers and this whole tangled mess. It was a really fun book, a great one to be reading in conversation with World Running Down, which we covered last week, because, as you may recall, that also had an AI playing a role as this sort of love interest, and seeing the different ways, in immediate succession, that we're playing with some of these ideas that remain relevant and step into even further relevance with each passing day. We have lots of these conversations in the real world about the implications of artificial intelligence and these sort of machine learning tools. And so seeing that cast out into the speculative in a really thoughtful way 2 weeks in a row has been a lot of fun for me. As I said, the book is a sort of space western. Our primary characters are a band of mercenaries who have since gone their separate ways from their glory days. And so a good part of the story is this sort of journey of getting the band back together, which gives you some really great insights into characters and exploration of characters. I also really loved the way in which the crisis of capitalism is resolved in this book through the means of space travel and faster-than-light travel. Expansion and resource extraction can continue sort of limitlessly, and so when there are always new worlds to conquer and new caches of resources to extract, then even in this far distant future, we see the sort of insidious ways in which capital extraction has persisted and has managed to be this enduring system in ways that might not be so likely in a world of more limited resources, when there are no more continents or what have you to conquer. And so seeing the sort of pain and frustration of that writ large across the universe was really very engaging for me. I noted also the love of language in the book, this really fantastic juxtaposition of obscure words and really precise verbs with some pretty earthy swears that, because I don't know who all is watching this, not going to use here on the vid, but I thought it was a really effective use of language in establishing tone and in showing the sort of distance between a beautiful universe and a flawed perspective, and a perspective that's hardened through circumstance and made itself harder by choice. Just really a hard, sharp, prickly kind of book that rips through you and does it without any anesthetic. And so, of course, we had to have a drink inspired by the all-consuming world. Our drink is the Dimmuborgir, in honor of the sort of mysterious, weird space sphere that we're heading to over the course of the novel. We all love a sort of giant object in space that's kind of messed up and dangerous, and everybody wants it. The echoes of the Maltese Falcon, this sort of noir, westerny vibe in there too. Just really great stuff. And so, without any further ado, why don't we turn to our Dimmuborgir, and we're going to start with 2 ounces of Slivovitz. It's that unaged plum brandy, a little bit sharp, a little bit harsh, just like our Dirty Dozen. And as we see in the novel, there is a point where one of the things that has endured is these sort of Eastern European style fruit brandies. And so we've got the Slivovitz for that. Nice sort of fruity and, again, a little bit astringent, a little bit sharp. 2 ounces of that. We are going to get 1 ounce of lime cordial. That's the syrup that's made with sugar and lime juice and lime peels. So not only do we get the brightness, that tart zing of the lime green, but also the rich sort of headiness of those oils that we get in the lime peel. So we get a lot more depth in there. 1 ounce of that lime cordial. And I'll have a link in the description below to where you can get the recipe to make this lime cordial yourself. We use the lemon and the lime here on Bar Cart Bookshelf a lot. Next, we're going to get 2 dashes of our bitters. These are the aromatic Angostura bitters. These are the bitters, if you've got 1 bottle of bitters on your bar, that you have. It's going to bring these sort of baking spice notes, cinnamon, clove, allspice, sort of dark fruits like cherry. We see this sort of cherry clove as a scent way in the book. And certainly a lot of bitterness as well. So we're going to want to get 2 dashes of those bitters in there. And finally, before we add our ice to our mixing glass, we are going to prep our stemmed cocktail glass with 2 spritzes of absinthe. So it's sort of green, vegetal, herbal, high-proof liqueur that's going to bring these sort of anisey notes to it, a bit of greenness as well, and some depth of flavor on the nose as we sip our cocktail. Now we will add our ice. It really is remarkable. This is one of our Erewhon books, like The Sleepless or Kalina the Soothsayer or The Beholden, and they just never steer me wrong. We cover a lot of publishers here on Bar Cart Bookshelf, and I don't know anyone who has just a 100% hit rate for me other than Erewhon. So really glad that I picked this one up off my TBR shelf here. So we're going to give that a stir for, 20 seconds or so. Lovely. And take our handy-dandy julep strainer and strain into our prepared cocktail glass. Perfect. There you go. And so there you have it. This is the Dimmuborgir, inspired by The All-Consuming World by Cassandra Khaw. The All-Consuming World is available now. Got a link to snag the book down below. Links to the Boston Shaker, where we get all of our tools and ingredients, things like the bar spoon, julep strainer, the little spray bottle for the absinthe or the bitters. Got that in the description below. To various forms of social media, including Twitter and Instagram, where there's always a written version of today's recipe, to the lime cordial recipe as well. Please try the drink. Let me know what you think. Hit me up in the comments down below. Please like, share, subscribe. It really does help us find new audiences for these books that come from smaller presses. This drink is really a great one for exploring the void of space, for dealing with your sort of codependent relationships with your coworkers, sisters, lovers, friends. It's definitely one worth trying, and the book is one that I'm going to be thinking about for a long time after. The All-Consuming World by Cassandra Khaw. So, until next time, cheers.